Welcome to r/AskReddit. Today's question. What did you learn about sex at a young age that turned out to be completely wrong? First comment. That you got pregnant every time you had sex. I remember asking my mom while in Kmart if she only had sex 4 times because she's been pregnant 4 times. She sarcastically responded, "Yup." My mom told me penises get bigger, so I told all the other 3rd graders that penises stretched like putty to become longer. You choose the gender of the baby by who is on top, man on top for a boy, woman on top for a girl. When I first heard the sexual term eat out, I thought it meant literally eating a food out of a girl's vagina, not just regular oral sex. I was a sheltered kid. Sex education at early teens didn't bother to consider that we might not know what sex is. So, at the end of sex ed, it still hadn't occurred to me that you could insert a penis into a vagina. I don't remember her exact phrasing, but I somehow completely misunderstood when my mom told me about condoms. What I imagined was like a large, blunt-tipped, and sticky thumbtack that would somehow plug up the penis so semen/sperm couldn't get out. Yep. Blowjobs and giving head were 2 different things. You sucked when giving head and blew for ABJ, obviously. That guy's penises just kept growing longer the older they got, and they just rolled them up in their pants like a cinnamon roll. My friend told me the only way to get rid of a boner was to rub it against furniture. I was 10 at the time. Learned from a paperback novel, he rammed it into her virgin hole and pounded it raw as she squealed with pleasure. I was under the impression that the penis went into the vagina and vibrated. No pumping required. If only. I was like 9 years old and my dad, presumably, had left a porn in the VCR. I went to go play something and it instantly came on. It was some weird scene in a kitchen. Food all over the place. About 10 seconds in, this dude squirts a pool of cum onto the girl's face and I thought it looked like egg whites. I hated eggs. I gagged hard, turned it off immediately, and ran shuddering. I had heard about women having eggs but saw the egg white come out of the dude, so my brain put it together that the guy had egg whites and the girl had the yolks. I was terrified that I was going to shoot egg whites out of my dick one day. I genuinely thought that for a couple years. I couldn't even look at eggs. I thought about it every time I saw eggs, and my mom and dad always had egg sandwiches together on Sunday mornings. Egg sandwiches. Watching late-night Cinemax when I was a kid. Women would only moan when their nipples were exposed. I assumed, as a pre-adolescent boy, that whenever a woman became topless, she would moan. Late-night Cinemax softcore porn in the 90s didn't show what was going on downstairs. Only nipples and moaning. I thought that women had to orgasm to get pregnant. In hindsight, I was happier not knowing the truth, like when I thought ponies were baby horses. Ignorance is bliss sometimes. I thought that condoms were the black sensor bars from TV and constantly racked my brain on the sexual logistics. When you insert your penis, a constant stream of sperm will start coming out your dick, and stop as soon as you take it out. Yeah, they never explained how ejaculation works. I don't know how I thought the wanker somehow knew what was going on. I started masturbating at a very young age, but I had no idea what I was doing at all, and I 100% believed I was the only person in the entire world who was doing it. I thought rape meant to take someone's clothes with force. I came home one day and told my mom that I saw someone wearing a t-shirt that I liked. I wanted to rape that guy. Her reaction told me I needed to go check a dictionary. I've said this before, but it bears repeating. In sex ed, I learned the mechanics of sex, but not that there was any movement. So, for a while, when I was a kid, I thought you just inserted tab A into slot B and waited. I was in the 4th grade and my buddy and I were discussing porn. I know. He mentioned something like my favorite part is when you peel the skin back. I responded with a blank stare. It wasn't until years later, I realized he must have been uncircumcised. I spent years thinking penises were supposed to shed skin like a snake. Women can get pregnant by swallowing. It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize men have dicks. Didn't pay attention in sex ed. I thought everyone had vaginas, and when you rub them together, you can make a kid.